you say it is a net positive or a net negative of what Tyreek Hill is bringing to the sport of track and field?
It's a net positive, and I'll tell you why. Okay.
Yeah, I say that it's both a positive and a negative for track and field, and I'll tell you why. So there'd be more people that watch the Tyreek Hill versus Noah Lyles 100 than the World Championships. I'd say that race is a bigger race for Noah than winning a World Championships. He's already won a World Championships. That Tyreek Hill race, that's to defend your family's honor at the sport of track and field. That's a bigger race, in my opinion. I don't think that it's a guarantee that Gatlin races Usain Bolt, but it's a lot closer than people think. How many Jamaicans do you think will be on the podium in the 100 by the World Championships?
I would say one.
Welcome back. Another episode of Track World News Podcast. Your host Colin Waitsman here with our esteemed co-host, Mr. Noah Williams. Noah, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. As always, my boy, track season is in full swing. Got a lot of exciting competitions. Championship time is upon us. I'm feeling good, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Like you said, championship seasons are here. We're seeing some good times dropping. This was also just like a really good week for track and field news. We got some great topics and things to go over, so can't complain. I'm gonna need you and all of the people watching this prayers in the chat real quick. I'm going on a 60-mile ride right after today. 60-mile bike ride. I'm going to be leaving 9:30. I probably won't be getting home till about 5 o'clock. So it's going to be an all-day thing. So I'm going to need some blessings. If you see this video is up, that means I completed it because I'm editing it when I get back. So if you're watching this, I finished it, but who knows how it goes.
Bro, you got to get a little content going, right? Like, can we get like a 5-mile check-in, like every 5 miles? Like, just spill your perspective a little bit after every 5 miles, bro.
Yeah, I'll try to put it on the Instagram story. I'll let y'all know, keep y'all updated on how it's going. So I haven't done this. This is double the amount of miles that I've ever done. 30 was the longest I did, and I was like, screw it, we're going 60 today. So we'll see.
Bro, do you have a partner? Like, are you doing this by yourself, Mr. Armstrong?
Yeah, I'm doing this by myself. This is a one man thing. So
all right,
we're seeing we'll see how we do. I played basketball on Friday. That probably wasn't great for the legs, but dropping buckets though. I'm hitting my prime. My athletic prime is just getting started. So no, I'm giving you buckets whenever I see you after I saw what happened. So just watch out.
Hey, real quick on the basketball, we will get into the track. I swear, this is the track podcast. I swear. But my homie, he sent a clip from the Oklahoma City Thunder when they won a championship. Mm-hmm. He sent a clip of Aaron Wiggins, like one of their players. And he said, Noah, you play just like Aaron Wiggins. And I was like, dude, this is the best compliment I've heard in years because I like his game. Like, he's a nice player. Mm-hmm. So he said you hoop Friday. Is there a player that you think that you play like?
I would say I probably play like a TJ McConnell, I think.
Ooh, real gritty, real
yeah.
guy.
Something like that, where it's like I won't go crazy, but like every once in a while, like I might, like, you can't leave me too open, and I'll get a couple plays in. You know, I don't talk on the court. I only talk trash in sports or in areas that I know that I'm the best person there.
Okay.
Like, unfortunately, those are all like playground games, like kickball and dodgeball, but. And track in high school. So track in high school and then kickball and dodgeball, I talk mad trash. But I can't talk trash on the basketball court because I'm not that good. So that's where the trash talk leaves. So
yeah. Hey, bro, I can't lie. Like, no matter the sport, no matter the event, no matter what I'm doing, like, I am going to be trash talking. I could be in last, I'm trash talking. I'm in first, trash talking, middle of the pack, trash talking. It don't matter. We could be trying to shoot a balled up paper into a basket. Like, I'm going to be shit talking. Like, that's just my nature, bro. So.
I respect it. Hey, it's not bad. It's not bad. So hopefully we'll get some one-on-ones. There'll be some more content. We'll get the Track World News podcast one-on-ones at some point. Awesome. All right. So fine. We'll get into a little bit of track and field after all the basketball talk, but a lot of great things going on in the sport of track and field. Might as well get started with the 6th fastest 100-meter time ever to be dropped down in Kingston, Jamaica. Kishane Thompson running a 9.75 world lead, as well as we said, sixth fastest time ever, and dropping a 9.8 right before then. So what did this race tell you? What do you gather from seeing Kishane coming out here?
Kishane's the guy to beat right now in the 2025 season. Based on everything we've seen, Kishane is 100%, without a doubt in my mind, the guy to beat in the 100 meter right now. I know Noah Lyles is the Olympic champ. He's a reigning world champ. But that 975, boy, you blink and you miss it, man. So he my favorite right now. I can't lie to you, Colin.
That race looked very strong to me, his 975. I know looking back last year, we had some discussions, or there was a lot of people talking going into that Olympic final of, hey, finish the race, like run through the line, because he was not running through the line really. He was coming, you'd have good times, but he would be chilling, and he did that in the prelim. But then the semis in this final, he was running through the line, and I think like that's what you need to be doing for your championship race to be successful. Because if you're chilling now, that's just going to be in your head and your psychology of like, oh yeah, like we're not going to push through the championship. And so it was good to see that he didn't just lay his foot off the gas when he was coming through the line there. So I thought that was a big performance, and he looked strong. Like he looked good the entire time. He got a solid start. Like it was a powerful race from him.
The thing with Kishane, I think that's scary to me, is the fact that he's only 23. Right? I just had to look it up and double check. But last year, I think he kind of took his bumps and bruises. That was a big learning year for him. There was a couple times he tried to return quick off injury and kind of re-injured things. And he still got it together for the Olympic final last year. And like you said, he didn't necessarily run through the line. It might have costed him a gold medal at the time. But I don't know if you've seen his post-race interview, but he kind of took a jab at Noah. And he said something along the lines of, if you're that great, you shouldn't have to dip. Or if you're that much better than everyone, you shouldn't have to dip. So that obviously is a jab at Noah. I think the whole world is waiting for Noah's opener. I think he's going to open in London. I think he's scheduled to open in London. But moving from Kishane, bro, there were 4 sub-10s, 3 sub-9.9s with Oblique Seville, Akeem Blake, Raheem Ford. That's my dog, too. Shout out to Raheem Ford getting it done, going sub-10. Proud of you, bro. But I think Jamaica, the men, obviously Oblique got a little hurt during the race, but they're a force to be reckoned with, bro. Obviously in relay contention too, if they can get the stick around the track. But I think the Jamaicans have heard enough on Track World News podcast, and it kind of motivated them a little bit. And they let their nuts hang this weekend, bro. So, as much as I can hold you accountable when you're not doing so well, I can give you your flowers when you are doing well. And those 4 guys all did incredible, and they should all be proud of themselves.
Yeah, that was a crazy final. But for what you said with the Kishane, he's like, oh, if you're so good, don't have to dip. But I mean, like maybe you should have last year. I don't know. It cost you a gold medal. Like you lost because you didn't dip. So I was like, that was such a weird thing for you to say when you came in second place. I move on. But yeah, like this year, I mean, Jamaica's got 4 out of the 10 people in the top 10 right now. And then
Really?
US has 4 of the top 10 as well. Yeah. Kishane Thompson, number 1 in the world with the 975. Oblique Seville, 2nd in the world, 983. Akeem Blake, 6th in the world with a 988. And then Brian Lavelle, 10th in the world with a 994. Right. So, and then USA, same thing. They have 4 people. Trayvon Bromell, 3rd with a 984. Kenny Bednarik, 4th with a 986. Brandon Hinklin, 9th with a 993. And then Kalen Walker tied with 10th with a 994. So we have 8 out of the 10 people that are the fastest men in the world coming out of the United States and Jamaica. And what's crazy is that Jamaica doesn't have a team in the World Championship 4x1 yet because they messed up at the World Relay. So they're trying to qualify, which is so crazy to think that the team that has the four of the 10 fastest people in the world right now aren't actually in the 4x1. But no, yeah, I gotta give them credit of, hey, they showed up at this championship. And I mean, USA's is in what, a month or so, right about? It's like
we're just over a month out. Yeah, we got about a month and a week, probably just about.
Yeah, so just about a month until we'll see USA's, and so we'll see who's going to come out of the US of being able to drop anything. Like can somebody respond to this 975 that Kishane just dropped?
Yeah. Hey, let's save our response for Worlds, y'all. USA guys, let's save our response for Worlds. Let's get him at Worlds.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, you were saying for some of these other people. I mean, the oblique Seville. I mean, he had some stuff where it looked like out of I think it was the prelim, he was dealing with some hamstring stuff, and then with with sprinting and having hamstring injuries or whatever, like that's usually you're going to see people just pull up and be like, hey, I'm done, I'm not going to risk getting something. But to then come back and drop the second fastest time in the world right now, 983, that's big for him, I think. So I thought that was a really a solid performance from oblique to come on back and really come with a vengeance, I feel.
Absolutely, bro. So congrats to all the Jamaican guys. But let's move over to the women 100 meter. We got some monumental things going on over there. If you want to take it away, Colin.
Mm-hmm. We can even keep it down in Jamaica. I mean, the women's 100 in Jamaica, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Mommy Rocket, qualifying for her 13th national team in Jamaican. Well, for Team Jamaica, her longevity in this sport is unbelievable, of how long she has been at the top of her game and for this amount of time. Usain Bolt was there and was like, this is incredible that she's now, what, 36 is it that she is, or was she 39?
She's up there, bro. I don't know. I don't be looking at women's ages, bro, but she's been
Yeah,
around.
like that. She's in her upper 30s, and to come through, make her 13th team, come in third place. I mean, I think she kind of got a little help from Tia Clayton, who went down with injury. Like, hey, I don't know if she's making that team. She would have definitely been on the 4x1, but that definitely helped her out a little bit. But overall, just crazy like longevity from her of being able to make it to her final team right now, which is pretty nuts.
Absolutely, bro. Shout out to Shelly. That's greatness. That's history that we're watching. But also shout out to Sharika for running a hell of a race, and shout out to Tina Clayton as well, getting the job done and finishing on the top of the podium. So it was an incredible race by those women, actually. Like you said, Shelly did get a little bit of help from the injury there, but hey, I guess that's the way God intended it to happen. You don't wish injury on anybody, but you can't. It's hard to write a story better than Shelly Ann's story. If she can find a way to get on the podium, or if the women can find a way to win the 4x1 and World Championships, that would be an incredible send off. It would be Kobe-esque as far as the last game goes, So definitely rooting for Shelly to put it together at Worlds for sure.
How many Jamaicans do you think will be on the podium in the 100 by the World Championships? Super early prediction. Obviously, we have a whole bunch of time in between now, but how many do you think?
Well, they won't be on the top of the podium, because I can tell you that Julian will be on top of the podium. I would say one.
Only one Jamaican's going for the medal in 100.
Maybe one.
Damn. On the men's side or the women's side, which do you think is more likely?
Men.
Okay, so Kishane probably, you're saying, going to be up there?
I think Kishane and Oblique both have a legitimate chance to get a medal. I think Akeem does too, honestly. Just something weird happens with him every year. It's hard to call with Akeem. It's a very up and down kind of guy. But I think that Kishane and Oblique both have an opportunity to get on the podium.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I'm interested to see how many more races. Well, I guess there's still plenty of, I keep forgetting that the World is in freaking September now. So it's like they've got July, they got multiple months until the championship's going to be happening. But yeah, I guess one, I feel that there got to be at least two. There has to be at least two Jamaicans on these podium.
Women?
No, one man, one woman at least. Like Shelly Ann, I feel she's got to go out with at least with a medal. I don't know where it'll be. My gut's telling me third, but I'm thinking that there's going to be at least one more spawn of greatness from her. At least I hope so. To have that, like you said, the Kobe kind of moment. But who knows where it'll be for her.
It's tough sledding, bro. No promises here, but as she's still writing this story, man, it's just beautiful how it's unfolding.
Mm-hmm. With some of the women's hundreds, you saw some stuff with the ATX meet that we had down in Texas.
My brother. These girls were flying, bro. I had to double check the time. Favour Ofili, 10:78, bro. It's a 3.1 wind. Okay, cool, fine. 10:78 is flying, bro, under any condition. So, Favour, medal contention for sure.
No shot. Favour Ofili, not 200. I give you the 200.
Okay.
Favour Ofili could be a medal contention. 100? No. I don't see her in the 100. I mean, I see there's some other good performances in there as well. I think Gabby had a fairly solid 100, but I don't think that there are I mean, it's hard for me to judge uh with Sha'Carri because she really isn't running. But Julian Alfred, Melissa Jefferson, like when you throw Sha'Carri, we'll see how she does after this Prefontaine race next weekend. Like, I don't see Favour Ofili beating all those women. But it was a great race and gives me more confidence in her 200, which I think she'll be a strong competitor in. I think that's where her bread and butter really is. So I think that'll be a good performance for her.
So my only question about Favour, and I'm sure if I do a little research, I can find it. I don't know if she'll be eligible to compete at this World Championships. Like, she's one of the athletes that switched allegiance to Turkey, right? And
did she officially do that? I know there was reports.
I think she officially did. Like, okay. I'm under the belief that she officially did. But with that being said, since she's competed for Team Nigeria, I don't know if she'll have to wait that 2-year period. I know there was a lot of nasty stuff that they had going on with her and not entering her in the meet. I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. So there maybe there's a caveat there where she can compete this year for Turkey. But yeah, so we'll see. She's actually in the air. We're gonna have to wait a little bit to see if she's actually going to be even in the meet at all.
Yeah, that was a lot of. It was crazy how it just all came down out of nowhere with all of the people transferring allegiances, Turkey, and all that stuff. And right now, so I'll take a look at her her page. It's still right now. It says that she's still in with Nigeria, but I think also it might be the same for some of the jumpers. So maybe they just haven't updated their stuff on World Athletics. And it's 2 years that you have to wait, or is it?
I believe it's 2 years. Yeah,
2. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see if she is going to be transferring allegiance, because I know your country can give you a clearance if they want to, but that doesn't usually happen. I guess it's like the old transfer rules. Yeah, the transfer portal is hitting professional track and field, so that's interesting. You staying with US? You going to Turkey, man?
Hey, that 500K sound good, bro. US ain't giving that,
Hey, get that 500. I wouldn't turn it down.
I would not. I always I used to be the guy to swear by this, bro. And I've even been on a podcast talking about this. I've always said, if you're an American athlete and you're competing for another country, you're running from the grind. I've said it. I've been on Twitter saying it. I've said it on the podcast. But now at this point, it's almost like if you're an American athlete not competing for America, you're chasing a check. And I kind of respect that a little bit more. I respect it more. I got to be honest. There's not much money to make here. And the window is small. So if you want to go make that 500K, 200K, 300K, whatever that might be elsewhere, hey, go ahead, bro. Make your cash, man.
No, I agree. Like, I think it's it gets to a point where, hey, you're a professional at some point, like you think you have to make your own money and do your own thing. And it's like, if there's a chance for me to make, money to set me for it may not set you for life, just that one-time check, but it puts you in a position to be successful over a long period of time. Like, hey, it's something to consider because if you can win, because if you win gold and you're now with that organization with like Turkey or whatever, that's $1 million that you're coming through with, not including whatever stuff you're getting from your current your current deals and stuff. So it's like, hey, something to consider, at least something to consider. So we'll see how many other people are looking at hitting the transfer portal in professional track, because that's enticing, man. It's something to look into. But with staying at ATX, the race of the year, the big time race that we had, it was announced a couple days ago. Tyreek Hill finally racing against Lyles. We've been waiting for this our entire lives, except it's not Noah Lyles, it's Josephus Lyles. But we got the race for the first time, going in a 10-1 with what was it, a plus 2.7 win. So it was a little bit windy, coming in fourth overall and second in his heat, as well as beating the likes of Josephus, Lyles, and then they took a picture afterwards, which was pretty cool. And he had his Noah could never sign up, so a little trolling always. But what's your take? What was your thoughts on first seeing, before we even got to the race itself, of seeing Tyreek Hill taking on Josephus here?
I've got a little bit of insider info on Tyreek right now. So I was kind of expecting Tyreek to run maybe a little bit faster than he did. I think Tyreek was expecting to run a little bit faster than he did based on his training and everything he has going on in his life right now. But obviously, one of the more compelling storylines in our sport right now, even though he's not even really a part of our sport, I think this is going to lead into an appearance at USA's. But just to speak on this race itself, like, we all know Josephus, and I think everybody loves Josephus, but nobody necessarily categorizes Josephus as like a tier 100-meter sprinter. He's run 19.9 in the 2, but he's never been like a relay guy or a Team USA guy in the 1. So for Tyreek to beat Josephus, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's a bigger deal that his last name is Lyles, right? And it's just kind of playing on. It's really ironic how everything happened, how it ended up happening that way. But yeah, it's not Noah,
Yeah, no, I see it. And so this was my opinion on it. So I would say yes, the biggest headline is Hill beats Lyles. Now it's not the same one, but that's the same type of thing. Just like if it was and what I thought was going to happen, and the headline wasn't as big for this race as I thought it would be in other sports. Like, it was even bigger for his opener, that 10-1-5. So of ESPN and everyone else taking it. Like, I saw Bleacher Report and some other people had it, but I thought it was going to get taken going crazy with this kind of headline that we have, given that he beat his brother and that he ran a even faster time than he did before. And then when I took a look at some of the comments, a lot of people were, even what appeared to be probably basketball fans or whatever, were not actually, or other sports fans, not taking it crazy, of people like, yeah, this would have been like if some other basketball player beat Giannis's brother. You didn't beat Giannis, you beat his brother. It's like it's a different thing, which I see, but it's still a bad look, in my opinion, for track to have people that are professionals, you're getting paid contracts to run track, and then getting beaten by Tyreek Hill. Now, yes, if Tyreek Hill was a very elite sprinter back in high school and in college. He beat Trayvon Bromell 3 times. He's undefeated against Trayvon Bromell when he's run in the 100. So he was an elite sprinter. But then he focused on football, which makes sense financially and career-wise. Obviously, he did really well. Had he done track, would he be one of these fastest men in the world legitimately right now, winning world championships and contending for Olympics? Probably, but he's not. And he's a 31, 32-year-old guy, and he's putting crazy races and dropping times on people that are 10 years younger than him, that are getting paid to do the sport. And that speaks to me as it's a problem. Where is there any world where Bronny James gets beaten by anyone that is not a professional basketball player in one-on-one? No, there's no world where the worst player on a G League team loses one-on-one to anyone that doesn't play basketball professionally.
Hey, I did get an Aaron Wiggins comp, bro. I did get an Aaron Wiggins comp.
Yeah, we got an Aaron Wiggins comp. Yeah, so there's that. But it's like, I think that speaks to the professionalism of our sport, where it's like you can have people just come into the sport and are beating, pros. So it's like, what does it even mean to be a professional if this is something that can happen? And from some other similar at what you had, some other inside info of what I've heard from people that were there, had boots on the ground. Seems like Tyreek was very surprised as to hearing, the what does it mean to be a quote unquote professional track athlete. But he does have a lot of respect for track and field, from what I've heard. He's got a lot of respect for the sprinters and people that do it.
I don't think Tyreek is really like, I don't want to paint him in a bad light in any sense when it comes to, football and track. I don't know about his personal life. I can't speak on it. But when it comes to the attention that he's bringing to the sport, I'm a fan of it. Now, no, I wish he weren't beating guys that were on professional contracts. That's not a good look for us. But at the end of the day, track is a sport that has been going on since the beginning of time. It's not really a skill-based game. It's just human nature. We're going to run to see who's fastest. And I could see a world where somebody, like in a Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy or DK Metcalf can come into the sport and, have a little fun and beat a couple people. It's just the essence of racing. It's a very pure thing. It's a human nature thing. So I'm not too mad at it, but I wish that, the guys that are considered to be professional could beat guys that are, part-timers in the sport.
Yeah. Would you say, I mean, to kind of put a bow on that part, would you say it is a net positive or a net negative of what Tyreek Hill is bringing to the sport of track and field?
It's a net positive, and I'll tell you why. Okay. Travis Miller posts. We love Travis Miller. Shout out to you. You're doing a good job, Travis. Post Tyreek Hill, the video, right? 152,000 engagements, okay? Gabby Thomas posts a video of Gabby Thomas's race. 11,000 engagements. It's right here. It's right here. 11,000 engagements versus 152,000 engagements. They were posted within 30 minutes of each other, right? So from that thing, I want more lenses on the sport. I want more eyes on the sport. I want more attention on the sport. And he's bringing exactly that. So I love it, bro. Hey, Tyreek, bro, come to Claremont. Come train with us. Get a workout. You're an Adidas guy. I see he had his Adidas kid, his spikes. Come to Claremont, bro. So it's just, it's a net positive to me, bro.
Yeah, I say that it's both a positive and a negative for track and field, and I'll tell you why. So it's a positive because, like you said, he's bringing more eyes to the sport of track and field right now, and similar to what we had with I Show Speed, bringing more eyes to the sport of track and field right now. Ashton Hall, like the three most popular people that have ran races in track right now are influencers and NFL players. That's insane that we can say that Tyreek Hill and I Show Speed are the two most popular track and field quote unquote athletes that we have because of the amount of eyeballs that they brought in some of these races that they've had. Like when we're talking about, hey, who do we want to, like, what are the big time races that people want to see right now? It's going to be, I want to see Tyreek Hill racing Noah Lyles. I want to see I Show Speed racing Tyreek Hill. It's like, that's what people want to see right now. And so the hope for me is that we in track and field embrace that and can try to find a way to translate it into our regular sport. And I think it can also show of, hey, maybe we're focusing in on the wrong things, because I think this, what we're seeing with Tyreek Hill and with these other influencer races is that people don't necessarily just want to see who the fastest people in the world are. They want to see competitions against people that they like. So, hey, would people want to watch? I bet you a lot of people would probably watch a Saquon Barkley versus a, I don't know, insert your other favorite running back.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson race. I bet you more people would tune into that race than would tune into, a world championship final, in the hundreds. So it's like people want to watch those races. So I think maybe I'm wondering if we start to figure that out of, hey, it's sometimes just about who's in the race rather than what times are they actually running.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's a revolving door of conversation that we keep going in circles about as a track community, as to why we don't grow and what we need. The athletes need to do this, athletes need to do that. And I think overwhelmingly, the presence of the main athletes, obviously, for one, is not there. Sha'Carri deactivated her Instagram for I don't know how many times. Noah Lyles did the same thing, and those are the two biggest names in the sport, or biggest personalities in the sport. I would say those are two people that can probably draw the biggest crowd. More people are compelled by what they're doing. On the other hand, like if you're keeping it in like the celebrity realm, if Denzel Washington does an interview, right? There's people that just love Denzel Washington. It has nothing to do with the movie. They just love Denzel Washington, so they're going to watch the interview. Same way, if Denzel Washington were to race Will Smith, they would be on Entertainment Tonight. It would be on every, NBC. It would be everywhere because of the names. And Noah, over the past few years, has drawn a bigger name. I was actually at the movies with him last night. We went to go see F1. And he couldn't get out of the theater because people kept asking him for photos. So I think that's good. Visibility is good. But there's levels to it. And the level that iShowSpeed can get 2 million kids a day on his streams when he's just sitting playing like Roblox or something. Obviously, it's a character that they're drawn to. And we don't have that character in the sport to really propel us to another level. Obviously, I'll take it to the NBA, for example, right? The NBA was a dying sport, it's a dying breed. Ratings were down. They didn't have, couldn't sell out stadiums. Guys were working side jobs to support themselves, right? Kind of like how track is now. And you get Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, right? Two iconic, legendary figures that come around, and we still talk about them to this day. Michael Jordan, same thing. Take it to another level. So Noah has played his part in kind of transcending the sport. Sha'Carri has played her part in transcending the sport, but there's a level that they have to take it to. I'll put myself in the mix too because I'm a part of the sport. Like we all are accountable to becoming more compelling figures, becoming more marketable figures, more characters that people want to be like and cling to take another step. Sorry, that was really long-winded, but it's just the conversation never stops. It's just we track world just says the same things every 2 weeks as to what we need to do. And, it's a lot of sayers and not too many doers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you crushed it with that. That was good. I mean, first, how was the movie from 1 to 10?
Oh my God, bro. I want to tell everybody, this movie is great. Brad Pitt is great. This movie is awesome. You guys all should watch it. The movie theater was definitely locked in. There's a couple good corny jokes, got me laughing a little bit, but nonetheless, great movie, very motivational. Check it out, Colin. Check it out. After your 28 or after your 60-mile bike ride, give it a shot.
Yeah, I might pass out for about a couple hours, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head of people like characters. There's a reason why we've had 30 Superman movies and 30 Spider-Man movies and 30 Batman. It's the same. They're doing the same thing. But people love these characters. They've grown up with them. We've had 13 Mario Kart freaking video games. It's the same tracks. We're racing on the same tracks. But people like the characters that are in these video games, and it's the same thing. I mean, like everyone's got all their favorite basketball players, football players, whatever it is. I bet you, like the world's going to collapse, and we're going to see craziness on social media when LeBron announces it's going to be his last season because of all the people that love watching him compete. There's not many people like that in the world. I think Shelly Ann, her announcing of her retirement was probably one of the bigger ones because Usain Bolt did it after. Like, he was just like, yeah, I'm kind of done. Not many people like say this is their retirement tour, but we don't have those like athletes that I think right now are like, oh my God, I gotta tune in and watch this person's last race because it's going to be their last time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's build up the character of it. And I think Noah's done an okay job of it. I think he's kind of the first mover here. And I'm hoping that there's some of these track athletes and younger guys that can build up, like the younger high school guys that can build this up. We got the Tate Taylors, Moritz Gleatons, and all them that maybe they can build up their characters and embrace the hero villain type of stuff that they've got. And so that's where I kind of hope that this goes of, he starts it and other people can see it's okay to embrace the other stuff in the sport. Because yeah, we talk about it all the time, and that's what That's what I and you, well, you're also in the sport too, but so I guess more on me. Like I'm trying to tell you the stories of these things. Like, hey, trying to give me something to go off of. Let me help you elevate the brand. That's what I'm trying to do. But it's hard when people aren't willing to lean into that. Cause like I don't want to be perceived as a villain and a jerk when it's like, no, bro, like not everyone can be Superman. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I was kind of intrigued with what you said about Shelly, right? So obviously that's probably like the biggest announcement that we've had, with a really big name in our sport. She's been around for 13 years, multiple time gold medal winner, right? So everybody watching, you too, Colin. After the show or when you get free time, call your auntie, call your uncle, call your cousins, and just ask them, do you know who Shelly Ann Fraser Price is? Because I'm sitting here thinking right now, if I called every single person in my family right now, and they know I'm a professional track and field athlete, if I asked them who Shelly Ann Fraser Price was, they would tell me, is she an actress? Is she a movie star? What did she do? They wouldn't know. And that's part of the problem. That's the biggest announcement. Oh, it's Shelly Ann Fraser Price's last year. And for people like you and I, we get excited about that because we love Shelly Ann. We've seen Shelly Ann. I've been watching Shelly Ann Fraser Price race since I was a child. Ever since I first started watching track and field, I've been watching Shelly Ann Fraser Price. So obviously she's ingrained in my memory, but a casual fan, like you and I can be casual fans of football, but I can name you the 73rd leading receiver in the NFL right now, right? You know, because the visibility, I couldn't really tell you, but you know, like that's a problem to me.
Yeah. I mean, to go with the visibility, that's the problem. The fact that this race wasn't broadcasted on any sort of the Tyreek Hill Lyles race wasn't broadcasted anywhere. Like FlowTrack was there. Not even FlowTrack didn't even have a stream. You could I thought, oh, it was going to be behind a paywall. It wasn't even behind a paywall. Nobody filmed it. Nobody filmed this race. Like if I were if I was FlowTrack, if I was anyone, you got to have this on TV and you got to whether I don't know if they paid Tyreek Hill to race here, if they did or if they didn't. Like he could charge the highest appearance fee if he wanted to for this race. Like if he said, yeah, I want to be in the Prefontaine 100 meter, put me in lane 9. Are they going to put him in lane 9? They going to find a way to get Tyreek Hill in that race. Like the fact that it wasn't filmed anywhere and the only video that I can see of this race are vertical cameras from the stands is ridiculous to me. It's like, that's crazy. We have one of the more hyped up, excited races of the year, and we've got to watch it on an iPhone 13 Plus on vertical cam. This is ridiculous. What are we talking about? So that's another thing that just irks me about the sport. There's such the big discrepancy. It seemed like a great meet. They had some really great performances, but like, come on, like let's lock in a little bit here.
Yeah, let's lock in. And also, before we leave the Tyreek topic, I would just ask everyone in the track world to start welcoming these people into the sport. They're bringing more eyes to the sport, and we're steady like bashing them, shit talking them. They can't do this, they can't do that. They're not that good. They're not that fast. Nonetheless, appreciate what they're doing for the sport because at the end of the day, they're elevating the floor and they're raising the ceiling. So, bashing Tyreek, bashing Ashton Hall, bashing iShowSpeed. For what? They're making our sport better. Quite literally, there more people are watching. I'm sure people probably know about Kishane Thompson now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Randomly. Or maybe some more people might know Josephus Lyles now, right? There was 152,000 people on that Twitter post. Lord knows how many on Instagram, right? So let's stop bashing these folks and trying to shit talk these people that aren't necessarily a part of the sport because at the end of the day, they're growing it. So I'm happy about it.
And what I'm looking forward to is this was similar. I had the same thing that I said when DK ran not too long ago. But so when DK was the first real football player as of recent to run, he ran fast. He ran a 10.3, I think it was, which was like, okay. People were surprised, thinking that he was going to run probably like 10.5. And then, but we're like, but DK Metcalf isn't the fastest football player. Then we got Tyreek Hill, who comes in. He's running 10.1. Now imagine and he's still not the fastest football player. Xavier, I want to see Xavier Worthy coming through here, or any number of the other guys. Where it's like Tyreek Hill is crazy fast. He has a big track and field background. Same with a lot of these other folk. Like I've seen a lot of like Najee Harris is training with Fast University right now. Like these guys are training with legitimate track and field coaches like in the off season. Like that's what they do. So it's like I love to see one of the actual fastest people in the world right now, or fast football players in the world. Like there's no way that he doesn't drop like a sub 10. Tyreek Hill might if he catches a good start and actually has some sort of drive phase instead of just popping up immediately. Because his race wasn't technically great, but I'm excited and like you said, I hope people welcome them because it's there's a lot more buzz right now in the track world had they not been running these races. So that's what I said.
Absolutely, bro. And hey, another one that I think could run sub 10. I'm looking right now to see if he has run sub 10 is Devon Achane. He did run at A&M. He ran against me a few times. But I think 10:14, 10:18, 10:2. Okay, maybe not a maybe not a 9-second guy. But nonetheless, there's a ton of football guys that can freaking slide.
Yeah, no, I mean 10:14 ain't too far out. I mean, what we saw Tyreek 10:15 just recently, and that was a couple years ago. So hey, I'm sure he's faster, stronger now. Who knows what you can do? There have been crazier jumps in track and field as of recent of people going from 10:1s to 9:8s. You can look that up yourself. And so another thing we talked about, you know, with Shelly Ann Fraser Price really announcing her retirement. We had another massive name announcing his unretirement. Justin Gatlin coming out of retirement for the first time, 43 years old. He's going to be stepping back on the track. Now, let me preface, he is not doing Diamond League races and all these crazy races. He says he's trying to do these like he wants to get the Masters world record, which is I think a 993 from Ken Collins. And he also wants to do some of these like performative exhibition races, I show speed, Tyreek Hill, like that's what he wants to end up, you know, kind of doing right now. I love it. I think this is something that is fantastic. It brings me like there's always the in WWE. I think of it a lot where, you know, when the Undertaker comes back and you get the pop of the crowd. When Edge made his return to WWE after 5 years of wrestling and the crowd went insane. That's kind of what I think of what are people's reactions going to be when they see Justin Gatlin lining up for the first time in 5 years and it's the name that people have been thinking of for a while. Like I'm excited for this sort of thing. He's not going to be running world record times, obviously, or what he used to, but I think it's good and I'm excited to see what he's going to end up dropping.
Absolutely, bro. Hey, shout out to Justin for challenging himself for one, and I think it's good for the sport as well, man. It's gonna be a nice spectacle to watch. It's a nice little caveat in our sport.
Yeah. Who would be your top people if you're like, hey, he's gonna race 5 people? What are the top 5 people that you want to see Justin Gatlin race this year?
Tyreek, LeBron. Tyreek, LeBron. Tyreek, LeBron, I show speed, Duke Dennis, and I'm trying to think of like the fastest basketball. Who's like the fastest basketball player? John Morant, maybe? Like John Morant.
That is such a wild list. Where are you coming up with that list from?
So I'm trying to think of like a way to get the most people to watch. And LeBron James is a cheat code. So get LeBron in there. Obviously, we love LeBron for his athleticism, so it'd be like a nice test of that too. Watch a 6'8", 260-pound freak try to run. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get Gatlin, speed, Tyreek, LeBron, and Ja in a race.
You're missing, I feel like, one massive name that's like in the track world that you wouldn't want to see.
In the track world?
Yeah. Another retired legend?
Usain Bolt?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see that?
Bolt's chilling, bro. He's not getting on the track. I would love to see it, but like Bolt's not getting on the track. I saw Bolt in Kingston like 2 years ago where he had a beer belly. Like he's not right. He's not.
Bro, they both said that they want to do it. When I talked to Gatlin when he was in Philly, he says that him, Asafa, they're looking to do him, Asafa, Tyson Gay and Usain Bolt to race again. They talked about that they want to. They just need to find somebody to like put on the show. So I think it's closer to happening than people think. I don't think that it's a guarantee that Gatlin races Usain Bolt, but it's a lot closer than people think, in my opinion. That's
So what do you think would have more views? 100 between Gay, Gatlin, Asafa, and Bolt, or the men's 100-meter world championship this year?
The race between Gatlin, Gay, Howell, and Bolt. Not even close. That would be the biggest race because people that tune in to watch the world championships 100 meters are going to watch it regardless. There's not going to be much more people or much less people that watch it. Where it was last year is going to be the same thing that it was this year. And that's just kind of how it goes. But now with this race, people see Usain Bolt makes his return to the track. That's going to be a big enough draw, like just to get people to outside, because every single person that's going to watch the World Championships 100 is also going to watch the Usain Bolt 100. Now you're also going to get people that weren't going to watch the World Championships 100 that are going to watch it. Like, I'd also say that there'd be more people that watch the Tyreek Hill versus Noah Lyles 100 than the World Championships. Like, that's a bigger. In fact, I'd say that race is a bigger race for Noah than winning a World Championships. He's already won a World Championships, but that Tyreek Hill race, that's to defend your family's honor. That's to defend the sport of track and field. That's a bigger race, in my opinion. You've won multiple World Championships, Olympic medal. That's a more important race. Just like I think that race with them coming back would be an exciting one, and one that I would be more looking forward to personally. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I want to see, bro. I want to see Tyreek versus Noah. If I can't see Tyreek versus Noah Lyles, I'll race Tyreek, bro. He can't beat me.
I would say these would be my people. I think you had a really good list of what it would be. Some of these are just like my honorable mention. This is my honorable mention because it wouldn't actually happen, but I would love to see it. I want to see Gatlin versus Aaron Brown. Let's throw that in there. That would be a good one. Let's see how the troll does lining up on the track. Then I'd say Tyreek Hill. I want to see him racing Tyreek. So my actual 5 would be Tyreek Hill. Then I would put I Show Speed. I think that would be another good one. Then I would say Usain Bolt would be 3. Then need 2 more. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah.
4. And then the 5th person that I would want to see race Justin Gatlin. Let's say probably would want to ask. Yeah, let's put in let's put like Saquon Barkley or Lamar Jackson. No, Lamar Jackson. I'd say Lamar Jackson. I'd say that would be the 5 people that I would want to see Justin Gatlin race.
Okay. It's a good field.
Yeah, so but excited for him. I'm looking forward to see if he can break this you think he'll break the Masters world record? Last time he raced, he ran a 9.9 at 39 years old, and now the world record is 9.92 or 9.93. And he's 43. You think he's going to break the Masters 100?
Sure. Can he use HGH, or is that illegal?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's illegal in I actually have no idea what the Masters rules are. Right. I would assume there's probably got to be some. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. I don't know if they're drug testing like also like the 80-year-old people that are doing like Penn relays 100 meters. Who knows? But I have no idea.
Imagine seeing the Penn relays 85-year-old champion 16-1 having to pee in a cup. Like, come on. Come on.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I'm going to start this one. I'm going to start training and getting ready for my track and field career is going to start back at 40 years old. So I'm going to start back up at 40. So I got 10 years, 11 years, or 12 years. What am I talking about? I got 12 years to really get a couple cycles in before I'm going to be in the drug test pool. So yeah, we'll have to do that. Get ready. Why not?
I was looking at the Masters for the 4. I think it's like 45.9. It's something I've considered in the past. I'm like, I should be able to get that when I'm 40. Who knows what my central nervous system says? But yeah,
you can do it. Why not?
Why
Go
not?
get the Masters world record. Come on, I believe in you. Last one. We can go into changing it up, a little distance talk here, but we had Faith Kipyegon who went for her breaking 4 attempt in the mile over in Paris, France. She ended up running a 406. I think it was 406.42. So she got a faster time than her world record, which she broke. What was it, 2 years ago? I think it was 2023, but not faster than not going sub 4. How did you think with this race? Obviously, it wasn't an officially sanctioned race. They had multiple pacers coming in and out. She had illegal shoes and different pace lighting and things like that. But what were your thoughts with seeing Faith going for that breaking 4 attempt?
I think it was fun. I think it was successful, and I think the target was reached as far as like the audience. I think distance fans are very like they're anal about track. Like they love track. They're diehard track fans too, but in a different way. It's a very different culture. But I think it was successful overall. I think Athlos put this on, right? Were they the ones who put this
They
together?
didn't put it on, but it was Nike, but Athlos, because she's an Athlos athlete, so they even like put up $100,000 if
Right.
she breaks the record and everything. So they definitely played they had a lot of social media pull, but I think it was a Nike sanctioned meet, just like how Eliud Kipchoge's breaking 2 attempt was like a Nike thing as well.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, nonetheless, I think it was a successful thing. It was a spectacle in the sport. I think it got a lot of eyes, got a lot of attention. I'll have to run the numbers later, but yeah, shoot, it was dope, man. Shout out to her for breaking her own shit too.
Yeah, I mean, and I can say it was definitely it helped get some more people outside of the sport to watch. Like I know this because my friends, I was talking about this over the weekend or a couple days before the race. I was like, hey, Faith Kipyegon, she's going to try to break 4 in the mile. And then I was like, you should probably watch it. And then they saw it on like some news thing. We're like, oh my God, like this is actually like a big deal. I was like, I told you it's kind of like a big deal. And then they watched it during the day. Like, they're like, and Eve was telling me, oh, like she's looking good. She fell off. Like, and so people that have never watched track and field that are in, my group were tuning in to see this. And so, yeah, I think it was, I mean, in my opinion, this is a marketing thing for Nike, just like how it was for Eliud Kipchoge going for it. Will a woman ever break 4 in the mile in my lifetime? I think probably at some point. It's a possibility, but she was too far away for it to really be close. I mean, she was on pace for the first 3 laps, which is great. Like you're on pace for the first 3 laps, but there's 4 in a mile and she fell off hard on that 4th one. And so it was too big of a step for where she was right now. But I think that it's possible, I suppose. But damn, like to think of, because like just take a look and put some thought into everything that happened. So they had specialty train or like pacers, like that are there to make her run faster. They had pace lighting that was right there. She's wearing a special uniform. She's wearing illegal spikes because it'll give her an extra boost. And then they even didn't start the gun until she moved. Like it wasn't like a gun then go. They started it after she moved. So literally every single advantage that she could have possibly had to run, they gave her, and she still only lowered the record down by 1 second. That just shows how crazy it is to run sub 4, where you have literally everything. You're the best distance running woman that's ever graced this earth so far, and you still only get 1 second better from all of those advantages. That just shows how insane what we were asking her to do was. Now, like you said, I think it did what it was supposed to, but man, that 4 is that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to her for trying. Shout out for Nike Athlos for putting it on. It's a dope little spot in our meet. I think we're getting a little bit more gadgety with these meets, but I think that's okay. I think that's the direction we need to go.
Yeah, I think there's a world where you can have some of these just more exhibition and exciting things. Like give people what they want to watch, and people will tune in. If you make something that is exciting, then people will watch it. If you just keep doing stupid stuff, no one's gonna watch it. So think about it. Maybe we'll change it up and make it better. So, but no, you got your international athlete of the week. What we got here?
I do have my International Athlete of the Week. And this one was up in the air with me. It was a little challenging. I want to give an honorable mention this week. I've never given an honorable mention, but I wanted to mention it because we haven't spoken about her on the show today. Jaden Mays got her first professional victory in the 200 in Austin. She ran a windy 22.5. But what was more impressive to me, she beat Kayla White and Tamara Clark, which are two incredibly fast 200-meter runners. So she's honorable mention for International Athlete of the Week. But our International Athlete of the Week officially this week is Kishane Thompson. World leading time in 100, sixth fastest time of all time. Definitely making a statement, 975, sorry. Printer's jammed up. I got to go get some more ink. As soon as I do, we'll get that out to Jamaica for you, brother, man. Keep the season going. Keep it rolling. Congrats to him.
Congrats, Kishane. First time International Athlete of the Week winner going down to Jamaica. So big time for the boys down in Jamrock. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Good episode. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Have a good one. Peace.